Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we are checking out Jimbo's, excuse me, I'll hold that better, Hard as Shell, which is made by Jimbo from the Auto Detailing Podcast channel on YouTube, where he is known for dumping chemicals on products and then ranking them as winners. And this is his product, which he thinks is very, very good in that regard. It's obviously a big design criteria for him, considering that's what he does with his channel for the most part. And so today we are throwing it through my version of chemical resistance, which is using a high activity pre-wash foam repeatedly to see how many it can hold up to, because that is something I use to wash my cars when they get really dirty, especially through wintertime and whatnot. So a product that can withstand that type of treatment means that I don't have to worry about my wash taking it off. I really don't use anything else on the paint. If I'm using fallout removers or tar removers, I typically going a lot more all in on the detail, including polishing, because I don't really ceramic coat my cars because I'm always testing products on them. So, yeah, we will test this long term in the future. I'm waiting for one more product to show up that I want to compare it against for a long term real world test. So that is coming. But for today, it is chemical resistance. I'm not showing you application because this is a blind test where I'm being a big tease. You don't know who's who on the panel. You're just going to see 5 competitors on one panel getting washed 10 times with autofoam. And I have done the test already. So shut up, watch. So it is, I know who wins, and it's who I expected to win, which you don't know. But yeah, that's what we're looking at today. As far as application goes, it's very watery. There is zero out odor. Like, you got to shove your nose in there and basically do a line of this stuff to smell it, and which is nice. It's not offensive in that way. I applaud him for not going the fragrance route, because some people are put off by a fragrance that other people like. So you can have a product not be used by somebody simply because of a fragrance. So no fragrance means no offense. So I like that. It's very slick. It wasn't cumbersome to apply. Again, I used applicators and buffed it off using, a very small area. So I don't want to judge it too much because I haven't done like a whole car with it yet. But otherwise, it was pretty good. I'm going to overlay some footage right now of the initial hydrophobics for this and the other competitors on the panel for a little PSA about the channel and subscribing. About 95% of the people who watch my channel are not subscribed. Now, I don't do this very often. If you've watched my channel before, I don't mention subscribe. I might throw a thingy at the end. That's about it. But it cost me almost $120 to get this into Canada, because it is not distributed in Canada yet. I had to pay for it straight from his site. Then I had to pay another, which was $80 after conversion and tax. And then I had to pay another 30 or so dollars to the duty and the border. So this was not cheap to get. And we are very close to the 1,000 subscriber mark, which is when you make money from YouTube. Anything below 1,000, you get no AdSense money. I'm not getting people giving me money to make videos, and honestly, I won't take it. But I do want to earn money without strings so that I can reinvest it into the channel. So if you are watching the videos and you like them, or you come back more than once, maybe subscribe. I don't upload that often. I won't annoy you that much. If you hate what I do, subscribe and then comment every time I put up a video and tell me how much you hate me. I don't really care. But the channel getting some subscribers means I can get some monies and buy more products and do more tests, or invest in a camera instead of my phone, or lighting instead of jerry-rigging shoot all over the place. So, yeah, if you want to subscribe, I'd really mean a lot. End of rant. I'm not bringing it up again, but let's get right into it with chemical resistance test. Okay, for today's chemical resistance test, we are dealing with products known for chemical resistance. So we're not going to bother with a regular wash. You've seen the initial hydrophobics, so we're going to go straight into Built Hammer Auto Foam at 2% PIR, which is kind of like, 4 to 5 is the max. 1 is kind of like your useful minimum, like it will do its job, but you can stretch maybe your quantities a little longer if you're not working on dirty stuff. But 2%, we will be washing in between if necessary. If I see clogging, if I see it really slowing down, I'll do a quick wash to make sure it's not just the Built Hammer sticking around, which some people think it does, although I've seen it on coatings sheet right off no problem, so I don't think that's the case. But we'll check it, and probably I'll see how things go after the first round. If there's no change, I'll go to 5. If there's some changes at 5, we'll check it out, or maybe that'll be a check-in, and then go to 10. I'm not going to go much past 10 unless I really am not seeing results. Then I might go to 15 or 20. That's going to be my maximum for today. I don't want to be down here all night. Because if you can make it through 15 to 20 rounds of 2% Built Hammer, you're pretty dang strong. So anyway, without further ado. Okay, this is number 5. So this is the auto foam sitting on the panel. I agitated this one in just because after the first hit, it's sort of been holding a little steady. So this one I agitated in just to see if we'll get a little bit of different result. We will wash it off with the 3D wash soap because it does stick. You have to rinse it quite a bit to get it off. So we'll give it a wash to make sure it's actually gone, and then assess from there on number 5. In case you're wondering, I had to move the panel forward a bit because where I had it before, it kept falling over. So the angle is about the same as when we started. The ability to push the product off is definitely the same. It's not like it's flatter. They're going to look slower because of it. But anyway, here we go. Okay, so let's punch in. Okay, guys, this is number 10 of auto foam. 10 on the panel sitting. So for the back half of this test, 5 and on, I scrubbed them in after applying. And on number 10, I let it sit on the panel for 2 to 3 minutes before scrubbing it in. So very much more like a real use of foam, which is to spray it on, let it dwell for as long as you can, weather permitting, rinse it off. So now we're going to do the rinse off, and then we'll check the hydrophobics. If there's any sticking, we'll give it a wash again like we did last time. Check out how it's going. Okay, so the mist setting is sharp enough that it seems to stop the stuff from sticking. So I'll just see how it looks after this, and then if we need to, we'll add a scrub, but I don't think we will need to. Ooh, she dead. Number 1 is dead. Still there, but quite slow. Gotta remember, this panel is pretty steep right now, so it might look fast, but it's almost vertical. If that was your hood, it would be hanging around a lot more than you think. Number 3 is pretty much unfazed. I wonder who that is. Number 4 is definitely slowed. I'd say number 5 is dead last. Four is ahead of 5. Ooh, still going. Yeah, so 5, then 1, then 4, then 2, and 3 is in first place. So there is your finale of the chemical resistance test featuring Jimbo's hardest shell and 4 mystery competitors who we're going to go talk about right now. Okay, so we've got the test over with. It's time to find out who we are competing against. Obviously, we know Jimbo's is in there. So without further ado, 5th place. Ceramic spray coating by Turtle Wax Hybrid Solutions line is in 5th place. Never been a super huge fan of the hydrophobics on this product. I've seen it can stick onto a panel for a long time, but it drops down pretty quick, and then it's this nice, long, slow death to mediocrity. But in real-world testing, I've not gotten more than 3 to 4 months out of it, maximum. And that's 2 applications 24 hours apart, like the instructions say. So, yeah. For the price, not super happy. 4th place. Turtle Wax Hybrid Solutions Pro Graphene Infused Flex Wax. The mouthful. Again, not super happy with the performance of this. The hydrophobics are pretty good. It is pretty strong real world. Like, through some gnarly winters, I think I've gotten 3 to 4 months, which isn't terrible. And you do have flexible applications. But it's also, in some places in Canada, it's like $40 a bottle, which I do not think is worth it. It's not bad. You could do a lot better with a little bit of research. Anyway, in 3rd place, it's Ice Seal and Shine, the new version. So, the improved version of this has a better smell to it than the original, which I have somewhere up here. It's a little more hydrophobic, like the beading is a lot rounder. The old one was kind of more blotchy, crappy beads, kind of more like this guy. And it's quite cheap. Again, real world. The old one, I got 3 months out of it. I haven't really done a new one, I don't think. I'll have to go back and check. But if I haven't, you know, it's priced appropriately for what it offers. And I think this is probably, if you're going to buy a spray product from Turtle Wax, get this one. These ones are more expensive. As you just saw in chemical resistance, this one's better. Now, real world, I think this one might be the best. Definitely don't get this one. In between these two, and it's a bigger bottle, more application methods, but I'd be buying that one. In 2nd place, now remember, 1st place, section 3, really good. And this is chemical resistance, so this is definitely this guy's home. 2nd place was Jimbo's. It was applied, just so you know, everything was applied in this garage, stayed in this garage, and cured for 2 weeks before performing this test. I should have done it yesterday, technically speaking, but I was sleepy, so I didn't. Jimbo's was in 2nd place. It beat out the Turtle Waxes, not by a ton. It did beat Seal and Shine, and I know Jimbo would have tested against these products during the development, so that definitely, it makes sense that it won. But part of the claims of this product in that channel are about ceramic coatings and how they're a myth and how they're not worth it, and they should be able to last through these things, and they don't. Well, 1st place was Quartz Light. I forgot the camera's angled down. Which you know you're going to say it, but that's a full-blown coating. Why are you comparing it to these? I paid $120 to get this. Yes, that is logistics in Canada for you, but I paid $35 for this on sale. I could easily do 5 cars out of the 150 mils out of this. They say 1 to 2 ounces a car and 16 ounces. Well, 2 ounces a car is 8. And you saw the performance. This didn't budge 1 inch. It stayed perfect. So what does that mean? Well, it means that if you're going to do tests on YouTube using coatings, you might want to cure them properly. You might want to give them 2 weeks to cure in climate control, because that's kind of what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to wash them right away. Yes, if you want to design a product that can be washed right away and do well, great. I've seen some tests on YouTube. I'm not naming names. Kind of didn't really do anything properly. Put it on dirty car, didn't perform. Put it on a test panel and washed it right away. Who the hell does that? So, no, this is not better than a ceramic coating, and it never will be, just because of what it is. It can't, but it's very good at chemical resistance. Beat the stalwarts in the sort of arena. There might be a few other random products out there that are good, but if you can beat Ice Seal and Shine, you're near the top in chemical resistance. But again, chemical resistance testing, it's just fun. So it's not really serious, not really practical. That's why there is a real world test coming. And I have said here and there about the products going on there. There's a couple I haven't mentioned, but it's going to be against things that this has been compared against, and they didn't do well. And I feel that it was all about the application. A lot of people think that. And Jimbo sells this now. He is now a brand. He's not a channel anymore. He's a brand. So he can't really do reviews of competitors' products and make his look best all the time. Like, you're going to start asking questions. You're going to start making people think, well, why is yours always win? So, a little PSA for you, man. You are now a brand. You can't really get away with the things you did before. But without, going too long here, which I already am, that's the test for today. Chemical resistance. It beat all the sprays I put it against, which are some of the best in the industry, but a real coating will wipe the floor with it. And that's what happens when you apply a coating properly. So thank you again for watching. I know this is an interesting one. I'm going to try and keep it interesting, but we've got more videos coming up. I'm just waiting on some products to come up from the States because I live in Canada and it sucks. But anyway, thank you again. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.